Hey man, I really just want to get ahead faster in this agency game. The great Dasharamba Ramdeep gives the answer of mentorship. Mentorship, huh? What's that? It is when you call DM the white bitches at 3 a.m. Okay. It is a two-step process. Step 1, hit it. Step 2, quit it. You know, ejaculate and evacuate. Take her to heaven out back my 7-Eleven. Hey man, if it's scalable, I'll buy. What's up guys, it's Frankie. In this video, I want to show you guys how to get ahead faster. I hear this all the time. Everybody kind of in our world is a little bit impatient. You want it yesterday. I get it. Entrepreneurs are like, man, I want the money now and not later. And I want to show you guys what I found to be the biggest single shortcut I've done in 20 years of doing this. And for those of you guys who don't know me already, by the way, my name's Frankie Fihn. I wrote these 2 best-selling books over here. One of them you can find a link for below this video. I've also built 3 of my own agencies up to 100 plus clients. And I've helped thousands of people like you to live this more beach, less laptop lifestyle. Let's get into the good shit.
Yo, it's Frankie Fihn. Beach mode engaged. Looms loaded, AI's humming. Let's go!
All right, so over the last year or so, I've scratched a lifelong goal because I wanted to learn piano, okay? And piano is like any other skill in life that you're trying to acquire, that there is a process that you go through. And I want to break down the plan for you guys to get there a whole bunch faster, which is kind of like this.
But listen up. I got a 3-point plan to fix everything. Break it down. Number 1, we got this guy,
Frankie Fihn. So one of the things you can do is the old make every mistake that you can possibly make. I've done that path. Don't necessarily recommend it, but in every learning process and figuring everything out, there's always like, landmines and things like that. Or we find someone who's already been there and done that, also known as a mentor. So I found a couple of teachers online. And by the way, mentors don't have to be like in the real world. I found them on YouTube. I self-taught myself piano, watching guys on YouTube explaining which keys to play. But I found myself a digital mentor over here. And I'll tell you, it took me about 12 months where I can play like really fucking cool songs. And people are like, oh my God, it sounds like you've been playing forever. I'm like, no, actually, I just started 12 fucking months ago. And that's how awesome this is. All right, so I recently took a trip to Colorado, in the mountains, in the Rockies. It's pretty fucking epic with my man, the Lane Train. And on that fucking trip, one of the things that we did is we went like 4-wheeling. There was a couple other guys, some of them, Seth and George may even be watching. And on that trip, we went through this like really deserted sort of mountain trail. It was really, really bitchin', just away from everybody. And there were lots of like twists and turns. And my man, the Lane Train, was our guide. In fact, the Lane Train, there was a couple points where we came to like forks in the road. And I'm like, do we go left? Do we go right? And he said, hey, I've already been to this path on the right and it's really, really shit. So we're gonna go left, right? Like he knew which mistakes to avoid. So we just trusted our guide and went away that was familiar and well known. And so we got to avoid a lot of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you apparently didn't put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS report. You see, we're putting the cover sheets on all TPS reports.
So I promise you that all of what I'm saying to you right here relates to running an agency and making money, because if you're trying to grow this fucking agency game, how could you possibly get there, or any really internet business, like as fast as you want to get there without at least finding a guide? Whether, by the way, that's me or someone else. I'm a big believer in this process. Whether, like I said, we have an agency mastermind, which helps a lot of folks, which kind of looks like this. give you one more to illustrate the power of this, okay? I've been working on languages. So I speak 4 languages badly. Ghetto English. I speak German. I speak Canadian school system French. And I also speak Spanish, for those of you guys listening. And one of the things is, as I've gotten like more and more practice, I found that like nothing speeds this up, learning a language, like mentors. There's still a process you have to go through. You don't get to like just automatically skip to being a master in a language. But I'll tell you, when you do this without a mentor, like I did in the beginning, which is like some Duolingo apps, you end up just getting like totally lost in the game. And it feels a lot like this.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Recently, I've taken this a level further. So the language I actually learned the fastest was German, because I was forced to like sit down every day as part of like the German school. Like as you move to Germany as a foreigner, they make you go into a school system. So I was like, you know, in my late 30s, all of a sudden back in school for the first time. And they immerse you in it. Like the bell rings and you only talk German. And for the first 3-4 months, I was totally lost. But eventually you pick it up and the guide forces you to understand it in like 4, 5, 6 months instead of years and years and years. Like, you know, when you try with like the Duolingo apps and stuff like that, it seems like you're just never, ever going to fucking get there. But when you actually have like a guide or a mentor, and what I realized recently is that actually, believe it or not, in a lot of things, you can actually use ChatGPT or any sort of other equivalent AI language model. So I actually trained my own language model on learning Spanish, and I get to like ask it questions and it'll try and answer in Spanish. And then if I can't understand it, and it's also programmed, it'll explain it in English. And it's also programmed in regional dialect. So I'm like in Baja California Sur. And so I'm like, you know, like there's a lot of slang and stuff like that. I want to learn how the locals talk, not just anyone speaking Spanish anywhere. And so, anytime you can find somebody who's like a guide who already knows that thing, and like I said, for a lot of things, AI can actually be your guide. For me, that's the old $20 a month. I got a full-time language tutor that I can ask a million fucking questions to without any issues. So the whole point of this rant is, it drives me crazy. Like, you know, part of the reason I'm so passionate about this stuff, just so you guys know, is none of this shit existed 20 years ago. There were no books. There were no fucking YouTube channels. There was no like mastermind I could join. There was no course. There was no like template or guide. Like I just did really dumb shit. I call it taking arrows to the chest. When you carve out a path, you get shot in the chest so that people behind you can figure out the path. And it's not that I realized that's what I was doing, but you know, the fact that you guys have access to this kind of stuff is pretty amazing. So what I'm gonna tell you is, find someone who has done what you are trying to do and learn from them. And if you need to, pay them money to do it, to accelerate, you know, take an 8-year journey and make it into 8 weeks. Don't make this take longer than it needs to, because if you get it wrong, it's kind of like this.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
By the way, one of the key details that I've kind of baked into our mastermind, and there's some other good ones out there, there's a lot of bad ones too. I'd say there's probably 10 times as many bad ones as good ones. But one of the key things that we baked into our agency mastermind is we wanted to have as many community of like-minded people that were succeeding together, so that when you get stuck, you have a million different people you can ask a question to. And it can be sometimes as simple as like, what software or tool should I be using? Or does anybody have a good hire? Or can anybody recommend somebody for this? Or like, I don't know what's wrong with my offer. Tell me what the fuck is wrong with it and why it's not working. Or I'm sending this message and nobody's responding. When you have 50 or 100 different people that can help you troubleshoot that, like that is the power of a mastermind, is you just get there faster, right? Like I have people who come to me every day and they're sold this lie that all you got to do is cold DM people and they're going to just like hurl 10, 20, 50, 100 grand at you. And I meet people every day who tell me I've cold called, 1,000 people. I've messaged 10,000 people. Nobody's bought. Very few appointments booked. It's really, really hard. And a lot of times they just have a broken message and a broken offer and they don't know how to fix it. And so what happens is they take massive amounts of action, but because it's uncalibrated, they just keep trying and trying and trying and banging your head against the wall. And you don't really need to do that. So that was kind of the point of this rant, is find somebody, if you want to get there faster. There is always a guide that knows the way. This is not rocket science. We're not creating something that's never been created. Follow the proven roadmap to success and you're gonna get there a lot faster, because this is how you learn anything. You could pick up the piano and just clang and bang until you eventually figure it out, or you can find somebody who already knows how to play piano and can explain it to you. You can drive around the fucking mountains lost, or you can just take the guy who says, no, go on the left path. You can try and, piecemeal this agency and make a lot of mistakes, or you can find somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Same thing with like learning a language. And it's really, I propose to you that anything is like that, any skill in life. So that's all I got for you guys in this video. And make sure to subscribe for the corny dad jokes and the golden guns, and may the force be with you. Buy my book, or I will show up at your house and give you a 2-hour, 45-minute PowerPoint presentation called All the Ways in Which You Have Disappointed Me.